Right now in Hoosier News Source, we'll tell you more about another hepatitis A breakout at an Indiana restaurant right here in Bloomington, and find out how students at IU are celebrating Black History Month.
And I have the details on when warm temperatures will be washed away and the forecast for the IU-Ohio State basketball game. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Allison Zyhammer. Now let's take a look at this week's weather forecast with Caroline Clare. Caroline?
Thanks, Allison. Colder temperatures will be returning after the brief warm-up we've had these past few days. As you can see, the low-pressure system is just to the northwest of us, and it will be going northeast, bringing with it the cold front, which will bring showers and a potential for thunderstorms. And these colder temperatures will stick around for the game this weekend against Ohio State University on Sunday. 11 a.m., 26 and 20% chance of precipitation. And as we go throughout the day, the chance of precipitation does increase just a little bit. 1 p.m. game time, 29 degrees. And 3 p.m., it's 32 degrees, 80% chance of mixed precipitation. Now let's take a look at what the rest of the week has for in Bloomington. On Wednesday, we have 61 and a 90% chance of rain. Thursday, 63, 100% chance of precipitation. Friday, 27, that slight drop in temperatures from that cold front that came through. And then going on the rest of the weekend, we have Saturday, sunny and 32, 0% chance of precipitation. Sunday, rain chances for 60% chance of rain and 38. Going into early next week, we have 38 on Monday and 45 on Tuesday. Make sure to stay dry and warm as colder temperatures return after this warm spell we've had here in Bloomington. Allison, back to you.
On the topic of weather, this past week, Hoosiers did not know whether to grab a jacket and gloves or a t-shirt and shorts. Our Lexi Vanetti has more.
Indiana students cannot get a grip on the weather this past week as it has dramatically changed in a matter of 4 days. History has been made with not only record temperatures, but also the fact that classes have been canceled. IU was one of the few schools remaining to cancel classes last Wednesday, and this was no shock to its students.
I'm a junior here at IU, and all 3 years that I've been here, we have never had a snow day.
Wednesday's extremely cold temperatures forced IU to cancel classes. Classes have only been canceled 8 times in all of IU's history due to the weather. IU is known for its beauty during the 4 seasons, and last week alone, students experienced all 4. On Wednesday, classes were canceled due to freezing temperatures, and today, only 4 days later, students are outside enjoying the sunshine.
I'm from San Diego, California, and I really wanted to experience the 4 seasons, and we're right in the middle of that right now.
Most students from Indiana have adjusted to this crazy weather, but for some, it takes a little bit longer.
So different than home. I've honestly never experienced as cold of weather as I've experienced this winter. It's definitely making me miss home a bit.
Indiana weather will continue to keep students on their toes. For Hoosiers News Source, I am Lexi Vanetti.
Keep checking the weather daily because Indiana weather will continue its inconsistency. Yet another restaurant in Bloomington was shut down by the health department after a worker was diagnosed with hepatitis A. Yumble, a restaurant specializing in vegetarian and gluten-free bowls, was shut down for cleaning after a food handler was diagnosed with hepatitis A. Yumble was approved to reopen by the health department after a thorough cleaning was completed. The health department recommends that anyone who ate at Yumble on January 24th to be vaccinated for hepatitis A by February 7th. The Monroe County Health Department is offering free vaccinations on February 4th between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Virginia's Governor Ralph Northam continues to resist calls to resign over his yearbook scandal. Northam originally apologized for his appearance in a photo that shows one person wearing blackface and another in Ku Klux Klan attire. He then backtraced his previous words during a press conference by stating that he wasn't in the photograph. Lieutenant Governor of Virginia Justin Fairfax stands next in line as state governor if Northam resigns. The Neil Marshall Black Culture Center kicked off Black History Month with a juke joint themed event. Speakers and poets alike shared memories and information on the history of Black culture and Black art. Various artists had their work on display in the lobby, sharing their inspiration behind the pieces. The event was a way to bring the community together to celebrate and kick off the historic month. Live music and performances by current and former students were going on for almost 3 hours as everyone mixed and mingled. Attendees were pleased by the turnout.
I knew the theme of Black History Month this year, and it's Lift Every Voice. And that right there, it kind of just touched me because it was more so about like Black art and like the musical performances and everything, and that's something that I feel like doesn't get recognized enough.
The Neil Marshall Center will be hosting other events focused on Black history and culture until the end of the month. For more information, go to blackculture.iu.edu. A local high school has fallen victim to racist and anti-Semitic vandalism for the second time in just under a month. Students at Bloomington High School North say the vandal wrote on the walls of a men's bathroom last week. The graffiti included a swastika and the letters KKK. After the first incident of vandalism in early January, Principal Andrea Mobley told the parents the school would increase security. Bloomington North student Lynn Teeter says the vandalism was shocking to her and her peers.
And I guess it's like has happened before. And I was like surprised because, I mean, I hadn't seen it, you know, like, but yeah, I was surprised for sure. Like, I didn't think that'd be something that'd happen here. Like, I thought we were better than that.
As of now, the vandal has not been identified. Coming up, we tell you what's going on around the world with our global report. Stay with us. Welcome back to Hoosier News Source. Now let's take a look at stories people are talking about around the globe. International reporter Larmy Sanyon joins us in the studio with the Global Report. Larmy?
Good evening. Welcome to the Global Report. I'm Larmy Sanyon. Tonight we begin in Australia, where devastating flooding has forced thousands of people from their homes. Many residents in Townsville, Queensland have been left without power and some compelled to seek safety on the roofs of their homes. Intense rain on Sunday forced authorities to open floodgates on a dam to relieve pressure and prevent a collapse. This released thousands of gallons of water per second downriver, flooding hundreds of homes. There are fears that between 10,000 and 20,000 more could be at risk from the bad weather.
Seen anything like this.
The floodwater came from that rain. We looked around, we got to get out. It was too late, couldn't get out. So we just stayed there last night.
The overwhelming downpours comes as Australia is reeling from a record-breaking heat wave that affected all 8 of its states and territories. President Trump says that a meeting with North Korea's leader is set for this month, but has given few details. However, the U.S. Special Envoy for North Korea met with South Korea's national advisor on Monday. The two discussed upcoming talks between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. Then, earlier today, the U.S. envoy met with his North Korean counterpart on the demilitarized zone. All this in hopes of establishing a peace treaty between North Korea and the U.S. To France, where Yellow Vest protesters took the streets for the 12th straight week in a row. According to official figures from the Ministry of Interior, there were over 58,000 demonstrators across the country, marching to denounce police violence, among other things. President Emmanuel Macron's popularity is at a record low. This has led many to speculate his administration will offer the people a referendum. It would be an effort to show citizens that he listens and wants to hear exactly what the problem is. An official announcement on the referendum has yet to be made. We are once again looking at Venezuela tonight, where pressure is mounting on Nicolas Maduro. More than half the nations of the EU officially recognized interim president Juan Guaido, seen here on the right, on Monday. This comes after Maduro failed to meet the EU deadline to call for new elections. Maduro hinted at the possibilities of a civil war over the weekend. Guaido has firmly rejected the comments, calling them a Maduro invention. For now, the world watches and tries to help as best as possible.
Today, Canada is stepping up and announcing $53 million to address the most pressing needs of Venezuelans on the ground, including the almost 3 million refugees.
Canada is one of dozens of nations that recognizes Guaido as the president and is offering aid to the Venezuelan people. Finally, tonight, President Trump says he's prepared to send U.S. troops back to Syria if necessary. The president said this in an interview with CBS's Face of the Nation. He acknowledged the possibility that ISIS and other terror groups could regain their strength in Syria and Afghanistan if he withdraws or reduces the troops in those countries. Trump announced in December that there would be a rapid withdrawal of troops from Syria, declaring the U.S. had defeated ISIS.
We'll come back if we have to. We have very fast airplanes. We have very good cargo planes. We can come back very quickly. And I'm not leaving. We have a base in Iraq, and the base is a fantastic edifice. I mean, I was there recently, and I couldn't believe the money.
In addition, Trump says he wants to keep a military base in Iraq, all in hopes of keeping eye on Iran, a comment that has left many in the international community heated. That's all for the Global Report this evening. I'm Larmy Stanyan. Back to you, Allison.
That's all we have for you this week. For more campus and local news, visit our website at iustv.com and like us on social media. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at IUSTV News. From all of us here at IUSTV, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.